Hello there, and welcome to Banter Podcast. I am not drinking American Pale Ale today. I ran out over the weekend. I've resorted to cloudy lemonade with a dash of vodka. Pretty desperate times. There's not even that much cloudy lemonade. The streak continues. Our summer podcast is here, just about being recorded in summer. Another close one.
It's the 18th today at time of recording, and then official summer end is in like 4 days.
Yeah, we're recording on a Monday, and autumn equinox is this Saturday.
Gee. Oh, well, no, that is technical. We are in it.
Oh yeah, definitely. By the time it's edited and uploaded, it'll be a little tighter. As you may have guessed, once again, I am joined by Claire and Lorna. Tell me what you're drinking.
I am drinking a Hazy Jane. Good old Brewdog. They emailed me about Christmas in mid-August.
Gee,
I unsubscribed. I was like, absolutely not. It's not even close to Halloween.
I was going to say that.
I was outraged.
Halloween first.
Like, get fucked, Brewdog. I mean, it's tasty, but go fuck yourselves. Yes, it's episode 26, is it?
26, yes.
Oh, well done. Us.
Good for us. I've seen Christmas trees in Asda for a good while now.
No.
Have you seen the ones?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Boycott Asda as well, fuck 'em both. We are also joined by the incomparable. The
remarkable.
The coffee drinking.
The enamoring. Yeah, go on.
Yes, I'm Lorna. Controversially, actually, I've got a black coffee on the go, and I've got a can of Brewdog outside chilling.
In fairness to you, you're quite hungover this morning.
I didn't know which way to go with it, to be honest.
It was a bit of a roll of the dice, isn't it?
Do you not do the Kahlua black coffee route?
Claire did offer, and I was like, no, I shut that down quite quick. We just go coffee for now. Oh yes, cheers.
Happy 26.
Clink, clink, clink.
I have continuity, believe it or not.
Holy fun.
It's just an update on the Writers Guild of America strikes. This month, Warner Brothers suspended deals with various writers, including J.J. Abrams and Bill Lawrence, a day after revealing that the strikes will impact earnings in 2023 by $500 million. Also, the Drew Barrymore show...
Yeah, I have news on this.
Oh, please.
...resumed without writers, and thus had WGA members picketing outside of CBS studios because they believe that it should be considered as a technical violation against the strike rules, or at the very least, morally questionable.
Well, after massive backlash against this, Drew Barrymore has reversed her decision to continue the Drew Barrymore show during the WGA and SAG strikes. So I think it was one of those where she's like, oh shit, I'm about to get cancelled. Best release an apology and kind of retract my statement there.
Yeah, a couple of people who won tickets for that show went donning WGA pins and got kicked out and verbally abused by the security crew before the cameras even started rolling.
Jeez.
They weren't even asked to just take them off. They were just...
Or like allowed to express what they want to express. It can't be that country or like...
It's America though, isn't it?
Yeah,
true.
There is hope though. In spite of all this, some interim deals have been made between talent from the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, or SAG-AFTRA if you will, WGA writers and small networks to work on various projects during the strikes. This doesn't violate any strike rules and more importantly contradicts the statements made by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, the AMPTP.
They're starting to crack, basically.
Yeah, saying that what the actors and writers are asking for is unreasonable. It contradicts because what they said couldn't be done is being done. Terms have been laid out by talent and accepted by the networks. It's on a low level, obviously. AMC is by no means on the same scale as, say, Netflix or Disney, but are the latest company to, at the very least, meet the WGA and SAG-AFTRA halfway. Not huge progress, but progress is progress.
Proof of concept, isn't it?
A bit of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that for a continuation of a theme?
To be fair, even though we're doing one a season, it's still more frequent than it used to be at
ever
one
been.
point. Yeah.
What, were you doing it annually?
There was a time when we were doing them relatively consistently, but also our lives were a lot simpler then.
I think one time it's happened when the consecutive episodes was the end of year quiz. I think it was episode 23 and 4 that was the end of the year, or something like that, I can't remember, but yeah.
No, we're back on it now.
Well, yeah.
Back on it.
Have you seen that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has returned to WWE?
Yeah, I have. Weirdly, whilst you were fixing your drinks, I was looking at a post for that. Yeah, he
Were
looks
you?
amazing.
He does. Yeah, he's officially announced his shocking return home to WWE 4 years after he officially retired from wrestling. Although he's been out of the game for a lot longer than 4 years, hasn't he?
Very, very part-time. Probably hasn't wrestled in 4 years, but he has turned up to special events, chatted some shit and fucked off.
But who's leading it? Triple H? Is that the guy who...
It is Triple H, yeah.
They
Vince
must be
has kind
close.
of eked his way back in a touch.
Has he?
He had like a massive sexual harassment suit against him. So
But some are saying that this whole Dwayne coming back to wrestling is because of the writers' strike. Because obviously he was in films and then now he can't be in films, so he's come back to wrestling.
He knows where his bread's buttered.
Yeah. The missus wants a kitchen, you know, our best. Kids need some college.
I mean, why not though? He's clearly not one of these like wrestlers who comes back and they're horrendously out of shape. They can't move us anywhere near. The guy looks incredible, but he'll be judged when he's in the ring, if he goes in the ring. Who knows?
It might be a mantelpiece role, but I'd like to think not. The people's elbow. Come on, we need to see. There's not many things that would bring my viewership back to WWE, but I would definitely YouTube if he is in the match.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have 2 bits of movie news and that's all I've got. One is a slightly less exciting and one I am genuinely pumped about, and there are not many things that I would go to the cinema for, but this is potentially one of them.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
This must be epic.
Yeah.
Not since Jackass 4 have you been to the cinema.
And what year was that?
It was last year. Go on then.
Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget.
Oh my.
A Chicken Run sequel.
With the original cast?
No.
Oh.
Original cast, not original voices. So we still have, what is his name? Rocky and the lady chicken.
I don't want to be a pie, don't like gravy.
Oh,
that was a
phenomenal line. The Chicken Run team is back in a long-awaited sequel. And after spending the whole of the first film trying to escape Tweedy's farm, this time they have a whole new mission: breaking in. So Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget brings British animation legends Aardman back to the characters Rocky and Ginger for the first time since 2000.
Fuck off, was that the first Chicken Run film was
albeit
released?
With new voices, yes, to the year 2000. And as the title suggests, they have a new foodstuff to be fearful of being made into. I mean, admit it, you're all smiling. Chicken Run.
Yeah.
You know? Defining childhood favourite. Plus, it remains the highest grossing stop-motion animated film of all time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Over Gromit, was it Wallace and Gromit?
Of all time, baby.
Insane.
Yeah. It looks just as charming as you'd hope or expect, which is wonderful to see. It's a bit slicker, but the first film was like a Great Escape parody. This one's more like Chicken Impossible.
Liberate.
Oh.
When is it out?
It is out on Netflix from 15th of December.
Netflix, they're not showing
On
it at
Netflix.
cinemas.
So I still won't make it to the cinema.
No.
If
That's
they,
a shame, that is.
It is actually. If they show it at the cinema, I'll go.
They've got it.
You've heard it here first, ladies and gents.
That'd be awesome.
But aren't you fucking excited for that? Chicken
Yeah,
Run's brilliant.
genuinely. I'm going to have to watch the first one again.
We should have a Chicken
Yeah.
Run
Yeah,
watching
definitely.
party. We all have to dress as chickens.
I can't believe it was 2000. That's nuts.
It's
That
disgusting,
is.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I remember having like a fully formed like opinion and everything. I was like, couldn't have been that young.
One of my mates went to a rave a couple of weeks ago and he told me that the DJ was kind of like, yeah, all the naughties babies make some noise, and there was like loads of, like, most of the audience were cheering and he was like, I'm going home.
You know, I've been really enjoying EDM as a genre lately, which is something that I never expected. I thought that the only way that you could appreciate EDM was off your tits on some kind of pills, which I think would really help in general. But yeah, it was after watching TPD TV when they went to, was it Boomtown or one
Yeah, I
of the
think
others?
it was Boomtown.
And it was just loads and loads of EDM, and they were like, really enjoy, but you have to be proper fucked for it. I was like, yeah, I can see that for it. But genuinely was like, oh, quite like.
I'd imagine doing like coursework and that's quite nice for that, or like writing.
Working out, I suppose, as well, because like the beat.
I don't know, like a story, like some kind of country from working out. You know, like Reba McEntire.
You need a story arc in your music. Reba McEntire is brilliant. I mean, she's the only person that could have a successful lipstick cosmetics line and have no top lip.
Who's up for more continuity?
Please.
Oh, go on. So soon.
Do you remember on the last episode we talked about the impact on the environment caused by filming on location?
Yes. Oh my god, yes. And we looked at the pictures
Appleby Farm.
of Appleby
Farm. Horse Fair.
My apologies, yeah. Sorry, yes. Do continue.
No, you were literally, I said, yeah, we looked at the Appleby Horse Fair. Fuck knows why. We know why, Lorna. And the Rings of Power set.
Mm-hmm.
The poor sawflies got it heavily.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeez.
Okay, so either of you seen Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1? It's the latest one that's recently released.
Haven't seen it, but I've heard that the stunts are particularly spectacular.
Yes, I think I saw him on a motorbike going off a cliff with a parachute.
Yeah.
Vintage cruise, right?
Classic.
He's still a tosser.
Yeah.
I think you did something similar, jumping out the back of a Hercules aeroplane,
He does
doing
all-
some kind of something, and it was incredibly dangerous, and everyone was jolly impressed. Go on.
It's okay, I haven't seen it either. No, that's not the point.
What you will see is Chicken Impossible.
Absolutely.
We will watch that. One of the stunts in the movie shows a train being driven off a cliff, and I was, by pure happenstance, recently at the location where it was filmed.
Ooh.
No.
Dalton Quarry in the Peak District played host to this stunt, basically. I was visiting to partake in some rock climbing, and there was bits of train scattered fucking everywhere.
Did you bring some home?
Oh no, this isn't not just tiny shards detectable only by a keen eye. No. I'm talking about huge fuck-off train parts littered everywhere.
Oh my.
Like big bits of door, engine, fuck knows what else. I don't know trains very well. It's like huge chunks. Like
That's insane.
shit bigger than the chairs we're sitting on. I have one picture only. It's not very impressive. Guys.
Put it up!
I know, yes, I'll put it up. I'd say, yeah, it's just a crazy mess.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was
That is
like,
a shame.
because you obviously know rock climbing, you know when you lead climb and you have to get the first clip and you're right, and if you fall, that's kind of on you to collect. So there was stuff beneath that was still lodged into the fucking wall, and I was like, I'm fucked if I land on that.
So it couldn't be cleared up then?
That's
As in like it's
dangerous.
wedged into the ground?
A lot of the stuff could. Like there was
Oh.
bits of shit everywhere that if I wanted to, I could take home and do a bit for the
Is there
quarry, but
Is there a reason? Do your bit, guys.
Yeah.
Bring home a bit of train with you. Like in a Sahara desert, when they say take home some sand, it's taking over the cities. I digress. Is there a reason why they left it?
sloth.
Sloth.
Maybe they had only a certain amount of time they could be there, and they did the best they could. I haven't really looked further into my own experience, to be honest.
Surely the Peak District has some kind of council that would obviously have approved said filming, and then not being asked to. I just find it bizarre. There must be a reason why they left it.
I've seen the stunt. It was like fair enough. There was a lot of train that fucked up everywhere on impact, but some of it's just so obvious. As I said earlier, like come on.
That's just littering on
It
a
is,
bigger
yeah. It's
scale.
basically littering. Yeah. Tom Cruise was there though.
Oh, that is dangerous though. If you're climbing and you hurt yourself on that, I mean, is Tom Cruise going to be
Yeah,
liable?
who do I sue, Tom?
Yeah.
How long ago was this filmed, do you think?
The stunt was filmed last year, I believe. I'm not 100% on that. It was either last year or the year before. The film came out 2 months
That
ago.
is ages away. Yeah.
Long enough for them to have
Oh, the
sorted
shit's
that.
been there for a while. Yeah, because Scott told me, because he's been going there for ages, and he told me about this. And then obviously I went with him.
Next time you go, bring a bit back.
I'll bring a bit of train back for everyone. Yeah, do my bit.
Absolutely. Clear up the countryside, one fragment of fucked up train at a time.
I want to see the pictures for sure.
They're all over the internet. Well, to be fair though, I did kind of find out that they're going to be doing more shit there for Dead Reckoning Part 2. So there could be bits of more shit there.
Maybe that's why they didn't bother clearing it up, because they were like, well, more shit's gonna devastate this
We've booked it
countryside.
anyway.
Maybe, but
We'll continue to fuck it and then clear it up in one big sweep at the end.
I see where you're coming from, but the shit's already been there for ages, and who the fuck knows when they're going to be filming Part 2 there again, so... I don't
And long enough for it to have had an environmental impact
Oh, 100%.
as well.
Mm.
How much is everybody looking forward to Halloween season? Autumn is coming up.
Yeah.
Horror season is happening.
Always psyched. Everyone wears slutty costumes.
Love that.
Everyone's always a little bit naughtier.
Horror season is upon us, and with that has come a new Dr. Jekyll film.
Oh.
Starring Eddie Izzard. And it's taken on a whole new spin on the story. So very much removing itself from canon, but along similar themes.
Oh.
Released in UK cinemas from 27th of October. A supremely spooky time of year, and just in time for Halloween, so they say. Film studios don't get much more iconic than Hammer Films. So...
No, not at all. Especially in that genre.
I mean, they defined the horror genre in Britain throughout the 50s and 60s and beyond. I mean, classics, Dracula, Curse of Frankenstein, The Mummy. I mean, their repertoire goes past horror films, but, you know, obviously related.
They were around when Christopher Lee had dark hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
To put it into perspective for you.
So this one is a modern take on the classic double identity story, starring comedy and screen legend Eddie Izzard in the titular role, or titular role, depending on what region you come from. So Izzard plays Nina Jekyll, an infamous doctor who takes on some hired help in the form of ex-convict Rob, played by Scott Chambers. Little does Rob know he's part of a sinister master plan concocted by Nina's alter ego, Rachel Hyde.
Not Rachel Hyde.
Not Rachel. Thought she was an alright lad.
Scream Rachel Hyde.
Chaos and weirdness ensures, and he and Nina must work together to prevent Hyde from destroying Jekyll's life. I mean, yeah, released October 27th. I'm in two minds about this one because obviously...
how apropos.
How on theme. Mostly because, I don't know, when you think of horror films and around Halloween and stuff, you kind of want to get a bit more jazzed than I feel about this. So I was kind of like, oh...
Eddie Izzard though.
Eddie Izzard
Yeah, I like
though.
it.
That's really put me interested.
Are you going to be racing to the cinemas to see it then?
I'll end up seeing it.
You'll probably
Yeah,
see
I'll probably
it.
end up seeing it just by default.
Is it big budget-ish?
It's unlikely to be with Hammer House of Horror.
Yeah, and judging by the directors and writers, I doubt it.
Right. No, I won't be seeing it.
Because we sold it to you so well.
I'll see it. I'm talking
Let us
about it
know
at
how
length.
that goes.
I will.
But yeah, I really like Eddie Izzard. I think
That's the only
perfect for the
pull
role.
I've got.
That's the thing. I saw Eddie Izzard and I just got excited, and then the more I looked into it, the less excited I got.
No, it's just because it's not Halloween. It's because we're in the middle of summer, aren't we? So it's hard for us to comprehend.
As per the summer podcast. The autumn podcast is going to be really close to this one.
And then, obviously, the next one's the penultimate one before the end of the year quiz.
Woo!
How are the questions coming along?
Very good.
You answered too quickly.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did indeed. Well, I'm going to try and do slides and that.
Really?
Silence
Bewildered
Bewildered
It'll be easy to edit.
I'm looking forward to it. It's my favourite one that we do by miles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
so-
enjoy.
We'll have to do another themed one, like halfway through the year.
We'll go on.
Oh, a mid-year quiz or a mid-year something.
A mid-year something, not necessarily quiz, because I feel like that
Yeah,
should
we've
be...
exhausted that already.
It should be beholden to New Year,
Be
to the
too
New
much.
Year one. But yeah, we should do some kind of something.
I love talking about shit we won't do.
Yeah, put it in the Rogue Promises spreadsheet.
Here you go, I'm going to just crack open a...
Way! Lorna's taking a beverage.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yay,
cheers.
cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Sip, sip.
Speaking of rogue spreadsheets,
Oh, what a
Oh,
segue.
no.
I think it's time for the Dickhead of the Week. My turn for the Dickhead of the Week. It was touch and go because I wrote this today. Context for the listener. Back in March of this year at UFC 285, Valentina Shevchenko put her flyweight championship on the line against Mexico's Alexa Grasso. Shevchenko was dethroned in the fourth round by ways of a neck crank. Fast forward to the Saturday just gone. UFC Fight Night, Grasso versus Shevchenko 2. The rematch went all 5 rounds and thus the outcome was left in the hands of the judges.
The dramatic effect.
That was a smoker's
And now
intro.
I have to pronounce some names that I'm not going to pronounce correctly.
Confidently, though.
Okay. Sal D'Amato scored at 48-47 Shevchenko.
Wait.
Sounds about right. I watched this fight as well.
Junichiro Kamijo scored at 48-47 Grasso.
Whoa, what the?
And Mike Bell had it 47 each, meaning that the fight resulted in a split draw, which is frankly ridiculous, as me and Claire, not to mention the entire MMA community, believe that Valentina won that fight. So I want to induct Judge Junichiro Kamijo and Mike Bell into the Dickhead of the Week for essentially robbing Shevchenko of her blatant victory. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think the post-fight interview with Shevchenko explained exactly what happened there. If it was any other day other than Mexican Independence Day...
Was it in Mexico?
No, T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Yeah.
Is that where they've been having trouble now and again anyway?
Not just in Vegas, just everywhere.
Yeah, I suppose. It's fighting game and it's a bit...
Before we induct them, I don't think they belong in the same column because, you know that last round?
Mm.
You know Mike Bell judged that at 10-8 to Grasso.
That's just ridiculous.
Basically what happened in the very last minute, Valentina was just piecing her up. And then she went for a takedown, it got stuffed, and then Alexa Grasso was just on top attempting submissions for like the remainder of the round, which is like a minute and a half. And that won her a 10-8. A 10-8, if you score an 8 is the lowest amount you can score in an MMA round.
Wow, that means like you've done nothing.
It just feels blatantly rigged.
If
they're not even trying to be subtle about it, but this ref has also been pulled for having controversial decisions before.
Oh.
This isn't an unusual thing for this guy to do.
No.
So they probably put him on the panel because being Mexican Independence Day, they knew it had to stay with the Mexican, otherwise shit would probably get fucked. So...
It wasn't even that close. At best, Alexa won the second round and maybe the
last
fifth.
minute of the fifth.
Yeah.
Wow.
An 8 means you got your ass kicked for 5 minutes.
And that just did not
Like, you barely counted anything, you did fuck all, you were getting ragdolled and blah.
Gee.
And that wasn't the case.
No.
That last round, Shevchenko was so much more poised, so much more accurate, so much busier.
Yeah.
It was literally a slip, and then she
It's like the judges remembered her in the
Alessa
last
got-
minute.
got the
Yeah.
got the back.
Apparently that's how, I think it was Muhammad Ali, that's how like he would sort of win. Like if you do just a quick flare at the end.
That's what people remember.
Yeah.
Even though you're not particularly doing much damage, if you know what I mean.
Best case scenario for Alexa in that fight is that she won rounds 2 and 5, 3-2, which should have been Valentina
I
by
heard that
unanimous decision. Anyway.
Shevchenko was very humble.
As
Defeat.
the consummate professional that she is. But my favourite part of that entire thing was, and I believe the only thing that Daniel Cormier has ever done that was entertaining and good. Bless him, he's just a walking joke. He looks like Barney Rubble.
Daniel Cormier is he was just a joke of a martial artist and even worse commentator.
Yeah, I mean, the respect for him. Anyway, not the point. We can rag on him all day long. But the thing that he actually did very well.
Alright, nothing else on.
At the end, when he was interviewing Grasso, she was saying, they were talking about how it went down and stuff, and she was like, ultimately I got the win, and, referred to the belt around her waist, and Cormier was like, well, it was a draw. Anyway, you're champion, blah, blah, blah. Even Cormier was like, mate.
During this, there was also blood gushing out of Alexa Grasso's face.
She looked pissed.
Yeah.
They both went to war. The thing is, it was a really good fight. It was a great fight. It was wonderful to watch. It's been nice to see Shevchenko challenged because they needed movement in the division. It was basically, I think they've said it in the commentary themselves, like, who are we going to feed to the champion?
Yeah.
Who are we going to feed to Shevchenko this time, what sacrificial lamb is stepping into the octagon. Yeah. So it's nice to see that it's, there's some more excitement in the division, but fuck me, this is just blatant.
It was correct.
You haven't heard what Dana White said?
Not yet.
It would be quite insightful to see what he has been saying. Because he's usually pretty honest, calling out when it's been an awful decision.
Yeah, Dana's not shy of his opinion, is he? If he thinks it was shit judging, he'll say it's shit judging and shit reffing or just whatever. Yeah, I respect that about him massively.
I'd love to know what he says.
I don't think Dana was at the post-fight press conference, was he?
I don't even know if he was there at all. I watched the Shevchenko post-fight press conference. Yeah, she came on with her arm all strapped up, broke her thumb in the first round.
Oh my god.
And carried on.
You couldn't tell, obviously.
She was like, yeah, it affected my striking. And I was like, your striking looked fucking clinical.
Wow.
So, yeah.
The pay. I suppose the adrenaline would just block it all off, wouldn't it?
Possibly, but yeah, either way.
They do say, apparently, like, if you're challenging, you have to go above and beyond. You have to, like, win the fight, like, absolutely outright to get the belt.
No, it was too convincing.
Obvious.
Even Biss being spoken out about it as well.
Gee, for other fight, they really let her off with that one, didn't they?
Yeah.
MMA fighting is calling for new judges.
When aren't they? There's been some right duffers been called out during...
Oh, okay, I've got something here about it. Oh, it just prompted a resurfacing of a video. So people are within the discussion of it, people are calling out Dana White in a video saying about how biased judging was going to be clamped down on, so people are like, are you going to make good on your word from this or no? So thus far we haven't heard anything from Dana.
I do agree with Valentina though. I think if it wasn't Mexican Independence Day, she would have got her hand raised unanimously.
Yeah.
But sadly that wasn't the case. Good fight, shit result, wrong result.
This is the thing, the fight was so good. The fight was brilliant, and I would say absolutely watch the fight.
Yeah, definitely watch the fight.
It was a great fight.
All of it if you can.
It was the result that fucked it, yeah.
Justice. Right, anyway, to business. Okay, so 2 people need to be inducted in the Dickhead of the Week rogue spreadsheet, now we're calling it. Okay, so Mike Bell is the guy who had it as a draw, but he was the dickhead who gave a 10-8 to Grasso in the 5th round. Where do you think he belongs?
I think he deserves to serve more penance.
Than the bloke who thought Grasso won the fight?
Oh, I retract my statement. Sorry, my apologies. But the 10-8 guy is the one that has been called out for being controversial before, isn't he?
Yeah, I think more of the spotlight's on him.
I think his placement on the panel was tactical. Because if someone is known to be experimental with their judging, and they need Grasso to win because 19,000 Mexicans had descended on Las Vegas, and they were like, well, it's befitting of the occasion for Alexa to win. This is where the controversy lies.
Is Shevchenko near retirement?
No, she said she feels better than ever.
How old is she?
She's 34.
How
35?
And how long do UFC people sort of last?
It depends on the person, doesn't it, really? Like, you look at Yoel Romero, the man's in his 40s, he looks like an absolute specimen.
He's awesome.
But now Shevchenko looks sharp as fuck.
She looked great in the fight.
For me, the 10-8 is the most suspect because, again, he was the one who called the fight a draw at the end. And the 8, as I said, is when you got your ass kicked, which that definitely wasn't happening to Shevchenko in that 5th round. So even if it was a 10-9, which it should have been, even if you're being very generous to Alexa, he would have had Shevchenko winning 48-47, and she would have won by unanimous decision. By split decision, sorry. So that 8 was needed for the draw, basically.
This is the thing. I love Shevchenko as a fighter. So I can understand why there would be an argument that my opinion is biased. However, purely just looking at the scorecard, at the hitting rates, the percentages, just witnessing the fight in general.
There's no way.
There's no way.
But here we are now.
And yet here we are.
With a spreadsheet in front of us. Who would you like to punish first? The man who thought Grasso won the fight or the 10-8 draw guy?
I think the 10-8 draw guy...
So where should we put Mike Bell then?
Where's higher?
Well, Konami is obviously the highest we can go.
I don't think it's that bad.
And then shooting blood, working our way down. Cock ring, super throbbing erect dick, super erect dick, semi-flaccid dick, and then flaccid dick.
I'd say cock ring.
Cock ring for Mike Bell.
I'm going to go one below that for my vote. What about you, Joe?
Okay. Split decision.
I was weirdly thinking of...
Go on, what
is Mike Bell as bad as the Dark Overlord, really?
Oh, who's in the one below? Who's in the next
We have
one?
Netflix, Billie Eilish, and the Oxford English Dictionary in super throbbing erect dick.
I still feel quite strongly about quite a few of these. Who the fuck puts an emoji as the word of the year?
Not right.
All the time. I felt personally wronged by that one.
Do you feel wronged by Mike Bell?
I feel just so disappointed in the structure.
I'd say so. Bell's almost slipping down. Go on, what's the one before that? Who's in that bracket?
You're right, actually. I'm very impassioned about this dictionary. It's
In the super
So
erect,
maybe it's not.
It's on like episode 8.
the super erect dick has Universal Studios, one-on-one internet, and Michael Serenvich. We always bring up Serenvich, and none of us can
No
remember
one
who the
knows.
fuck he is.
That's where I'm
One-on-one
putting
internet fucked me over with my website.
It's
And I
so
care more.
pissed.
I care more about my website than I do Valentine. This fight, to be honest.
What's the
Well,
next
it's got
one?
to keep going down
What's
then.
the
By
next one down?
Erect Dick is occupied by Activision and the South Park Facebook admin.
Activision and Mike Bell.
Perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually,
Alright.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll put Mike Bell in the Erect Dick column. Okay,
Activision are pretty active at the moment.
they're fucking terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
I keep hearing things about Activision.
The harassment clauses, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Activision Blizzard mainly though, but fuck me, if they'd be way up more. It wasn't about that when we were judging Activision.
It was
I can't
something
remember what it
different.
was, but it was something different.
They've escalated since.
Oh, massively
Oh,
so.
yeah.
To at least cockring.
Oh yeah, GTA 6 is coming out next year.
Next year.
They've said, which is all jolly exciting.
Very
I like
good.
GTA.
Yeah.
Where are we?
There you go. There's some gaming content for the
Good one.
podcast.
Tick, tick,
Tick.
tick.
I tell you what, Mario is fucking milking their gaming shit at the moment. Apparently, Luigi's Castle, is that a thing? That
Yeah,
the
there's a new,
second one to that is coming out on the Switch.
there's a new Mario Kart game coming as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're pumping. There's a Peaches something one as well that's coming out. There's loads. They're really pumping it. I think it's off the back of the movie, isn't it? They got
Oh yeah, of course it is.
they got to rein in on that cash cow.
Okay, so how about Junichiro Kamijo, the guy who thought that Grasso won the fight?
Say again.
I don't even care if it's pronounced wrong.
No,
Fucked
I'm fucking
over
with
our
you.
girl.
I'm fucking with you. Bollocks to
I
him.
know.
I'm not as mad at him.
No, because the 8 really stings.
The 8
Because
is,
it's-
yeah, that's personal.
And if it's before that he scored it correctly, say.
Well, he thought she won the overall fight, which is also just silly.
It's dumb. Not even Bell thought that.
What's one below?
That's
One below
Semi-Flaccid
that.
Dick, occupied by Lana Wachowski.
How did they
She
wrong
was
this?
she was the writer of the latest Matrix movie and didn't include Lawrence Fishburne in it.
Oh yes, fuck her. for
Yeah, I
that.
wasn't happy about that.
I'm tempted with that.
Yeah.
Like, he's
I'm
just
fine with that.
yeah, just a bit.
Okay then, the UFC Fight Night judges, welcome to your Rogue Spreadsheet induction. That'll do.
Woo!
Repent, and thou shalt be saved.
Most lackluster woo you ever heard in your life.
I bet you when we come to do this again next season, we'll be like, who the fuck is Mike Bell?
Yeah, Google who that cunt is. It's a really good show, lads.
I think so too.
The next one is gonna be
Autumn.
Sometime in autumn, yeah.
Yeah.
In
Probably about a week before winter solstice.
yeah, about that. Couple of hours before winter solstice. That'll be.
Let's fuck this off.
Yeah.